Hey guys, Anthony here. Hey, so I know it's been like forever and this light is really horrible, but I want to give you guys a quick breakdown of something I got recently that I'm sure there's been a lot of other videos about, but this is something I'm really passionate about, something I've been waiting for a long time, and that is the Pixel Buds 2.0. These are wireless earbuds. Actually truly wireless earbuds. Unlike the original Pixel Buds that came out. I've been waiting for these for over a year, so it's been a long time coming. These are a probably directly closest competitor to the Airpods Pro or the Samsung Galaxy Buds. These are amazing. This is the case, the charging case. It's about the size of an egg in width, and in thickness, it's well, obviously not. It has, ironically, a very eggshell feel to it, the finish when you're holding it. I was excited for these because I ride a motorcycle, and I needed something that was going to be adequate for me to be able to wear on my helmet so I could hear. I didn't want to buy, I don't want to buy one of those like expensive speaker systems. I just want to be able to listen to some tunes a little bit at a low volume when I'm riding, and I don't want complete noise isolation. And these do not have what's called ANC, active noise canceling. These have passive noise canceling, and that's just the fit that they feel in your ear. Actually, these are designed specifically so that they have you can't really see it. You probably won't be able to see it on here, but they're designed so that they have a micro venting actually to allow noise through. At full volume, I can hear the music very well while I'm riding. It's not crystal clear. It's not these. It's not the Bose NC700s, and you know the world is gone. I can't hear anything. Which I don't want. I don't want that while I'm riding a motorcycle. So these retail at $179 currently. They're free shipping if you order them on Google's store. As of yet, I couldn't find them anywhere in any retail stores when they first came out, when they launched. I saw a couple people doing videos on it. I was like, oh, they're out, they're out. I was on a waiting list for over a year. Never got a peep out of it until I saw a review for somebody from The Verge or something. And they're all over the place now. Everybody's done a review on it. They do pair automatically with any Pixel or Android. I believe it's 10 plus OS device. You just basically open up the lid and you give it a second, and your phone, if it has the Bluetooth on, will automatically prompt you to pair. Which is actually really, really handy. If you don't, there's a little button on the back of the case here. It's almost impossible to see, but there's a little tiny button here. You can just hold it down and you can use that for pairing with an iPhone or an older Android or whatever if you want to pair. I haven't had any issues. I've been using these for over a week, almost 2 weeks now. I haven't had any issues with them cutting out. I haven't had any issues with the battery life, which is something that some people were complaining about. They were saying that it just has too short of a battery life. I've gotten a good at least 2.5, 3 hours charge out of here before I even got an alert on my phone that said, hey, by the way, you might want to charge them. Speaking of charging, these do charge wirelessly. I use a Pixel 3a, so I don't have a bunch of wireless charging around, but I do have a wireless Dell monitor that has a wireless charging built into it. and it works flawlessly. I haven't had to plug them in and use them, but there is a USB-C port on the bottom that you can plug in a USB-C, which is nice that they've included USB-C, you know, so they're not going backwards compatible to, you know, like micro, which I hated. Like I hate using micro. It's the worst cabling system ever. So USB-C is nice. But again, haven't had to use them. They fill and fit pretty darn good. They're nice. They sit flush. There's also a little charging light, so you can kind of see there's a white LED here that lets you know when it's open that it's charged. There's also a white LED up here that lets you know when it's charged. If they are been used, and if they're charging or need to be charged, when you drop that earphones back in there, this will turn yellow. Also, if the case needs charging, it will turn yellow when you throw it on a charger. About 10 minutes of charge will get you, supposedly according to Google, about 2 hours of playtime. I've not really played around with that too much, but again, I've never had an issue with it running low enough that I've needed to, throw them on for a quick charge. Like, they've always just, been there. And I mean, I commute, I commute about an hour and a half to San Diego every day, there and back, and I've never had an issue where I've had to charge them. So other than just throwing it in the case. So I haven't really fully tested the charge, but I've had no issue with it. So they fit nicely. This case is so addictive to open and close. You can actually close it just by flicking it, and opening it for that matter. I wouldn't advise it just because, hinges do wear out, and these are something that, for me, it's an investment. I don't plan on buying another pair anytime soon. I bought these out of pocket. This isn't a paid review, of course. I don't think Google does paid reviews for anything anyways. But yeah, when they first came out, they were only available in white. They are now available in a variety of colors. I believe it's like an orange, there's a teal and black. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all of the cases are white. I think you can get a ruggedized case from their store that is a black case. But I think the default is white. So anyhow, they pop out, you just pull them out. And they're magnetic. There's a magnet in here, so when you just drop it, it just seats very nicely. And I've never had the case prematurely open or anything like that. To insert, Google has these little, like, I don't know if you can see it, but these flanges. Some people refer to them as thorns. I don't really think they're thorns. I use the small ear tips. My ears are regular, but they do come with 3 different size tips. So come with the mediums on there. There's small and then there's large. But you can just pop it in your ear and twist, and you'll hear a little ding letting you know that it recognized that you've put it in your ear. Like I said, they're very discreet. I kind of made a joke on one of my posts that, like, Apple has toothbrushes and Google has Mentos, because they kind of look like little Mentos in your ear. So both keep your ears fresh and clean. Corny joke. Yeah, I'm a dad. Okay, so you gotta forgive me. Anyhow, no, I like them. I don't have really a lot of discomfort wearing them for a couple hours at a time. Anything after that, or wearing the helmet where they're just compressing and I'm, flying down the road at, whatever speed. I'm not going to tell you guys what speed I ride at, but the wind will pull the helmet back, and I feel it a little bit. My ears are a little sore after the ride, but nothing where it's been like excruciating pain or something that I wasn't willing to deal with the discomfort of to be able to listen to music. Other really nice thing about these too is that you can remove one, and anyone, it doesn't matter. There's not a master and a slave. You can remove any one of the earphones and use the other one just as a single earphone. So if you're really worried about maximizing your time, like you just want to take business calls or anything, then you can just use one. Keep the other one charging, and then just whenever that one's dead, you just pull that one out and then pop the other one in. They are touch, so these have some pretty interesting controls. These are the only Bluetooth headphones that I know of that work direct with Google Assistant. And what that means is that I can say the hot word, I'm not gonna say it, okay, you know what, and your earphones will automatically pick up your voice detection, and they will activate Assistant. So you wanna ask it what time it is, you wanna ask it for the weather, what your schedule is, anything that you can do with Google Home, you can do with these earphones, which is amazing because you don't have to touch them. So that's very handy. That's a feature that my Bose NCs don't do. In order for me to activate the assistant, I have to hold down a button and talk. These also have that feature. You don't have to hold down a button, but you can, if you don't want to say the hot word, you can just hold your finger to the earphone. You'll hear a little chime and you'll say, "What time is it?" And Google will tell me what time it is. It's 6:54 p.m. at the time of this recording, which is actually really cool. So you don't have to say the hot words. So if you don't want people to know you're talking to your headphones, you can just discreetly ask what you want without giving off a buzzword, which I'm sure other people nearby you, if they use Google, will appreciate. Yeah, so these also have volume control, which is pretty cool. You do not have to use your phone or an app to activate the volume control. You can actually just swipe forward, and you'll hear a soft beep until you get to the max, and then it'll do a double beep. You can also swipe back if you want to decrease the volume. If you want to play or pause, you can tap once. That will play or pause your music. If you want to skip forward, it's 2 to skip forward, 3 to skip back. If you're not listening to music at the time and you want Google to read your notifications to you, i.e. if you use Hangouts or text messaging or anything like that, you can actually just hold down here with not listening to music and then release, and it will tell you any unread notifications that you have, or if you have any read or unread notifications, which is also a very handy feature. But do note that that only works if you're not listening to music. If you are listening to music or audio through your headphones and you press it, it's just going to pause the music. So another really cool feature of these is the ability to auto pause when you remove. So if I pull this out of my ear and I'm listening to something, it automatically pauses the music for me. Which is an actual handy feature, and it knows to resume it as well. So when you throw it back in, boom, your music starts back up if you had music playing. You can pair these to multiple devices, but you can only use them on one device at a time. Like you can't, there's no auto switching, which these headphones do. I can switch in between or have both of them tethered to the simultaneously, so I can have it paired to my my laptop, my Surface Pro or whatever, and then paired to my phone. And when I'm watching something on on my laptop, I can listen to it and it's great. And then I get a phone call and I can take the phone call and it automatically channels over. So doesn't offer that feature, but this is the second generation, and I will say that I did not use the Pixel Buds 1, but I have heard aplenty complaints about it, and these really impressed me. I've messed around a little bit with the auto translate. It's a cool feature. It does use your phone. You have to have kind of like your phone out, so that way they can talk to your phone. So you open up Translate or whatever, and you hold your phone out, and it can auto detect the language. They speak it, and then it translates directly into your ear. Conversely, you can also give them a bud if you want to do that, for them to put in their ear as well, and they can hear it directly from there instead of having to translate via the phone. It's a nifty feature. It's good. I think it'll be really good to test for me when I'm traveling. I travel a lot for work, so I'm going to places where they speak foreign languages. So I will come back and let you guys know, maybe in the comments or something later on, as I get to do that once the travel bans and everything get lifted for this 2020 crisis that we're going through. But yeah, so anyways, that's my kind of quick review. It's a shoddy review, but it's as thorough and detailed as I can get it. If you have any questions or comments or thoughts of your own, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll usually address those. I'm pretty good about it, unless you're asking me how I got verified. And if you're asking me how I got verified, I'll just refer to you to a previous video and say to you that you unfortunately cannot get verified the way I got verified. It doesn't mean the same thing anymore, so we'll just leave it at that. But with that, I will go ahead and let you go, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm sorry it's been so long. I have a lot of ideas floating around that I've been wanting to do, a lot of footage that I've recorded and stuff like that, but I haven't got around to doing it and to uploading it. So I really need to get better with Adobe Premiere. So if any of you guys are gurus and want to spend some time, walk me through some stuff, maybe set up a little sesh on Zoom or something like that we can go through, I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll just learn the hard way, and eventually we'll get this thing off and rolling. But until then, stay salty, and I'll see you all soon.